Hello, welcome once again to Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood. My co-host, the Black Russian. You know, I'm really sorry that I took so long to get to this episode because I'm firmly in the camp that I really have to believe in an album before I'll do a review of it. And the brand new album from Odd Logic is no exception. I have to admit I'm a little biased toward this band because Sean Thompson is a friend of mine, and of course the incredible theme song that he has given me for the show is just beyond. I could never thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Thank you. He's an incredible musician and he deserves our full support. My goodness, the guy should actually be on top of the prog world. Having said that, I feel it's important in order to maintain my integrity and my objectivity that I have to, kind of dance around this idea whether I like something or not. Now, that brings us to the new album. The brand new album from Odd Logic is a concept album brilliantly written by Sean Thompson called Penny for Your Thoughts. Now, when I first heard this album, I was a little mixed. I didn't quite know what to think. I'm sitting there, I'm spinning it, and at first, I'm just not getting it. But, I put it away for a couple of weeks to just kind of give it a rest. And anyone who knows progressive rock, you know that sometimes an album can just kind of maybe you hear it at the wrong time, you put it away for a little bit, you come back to it, and suddenly it just clicks with you. I can't tell you how many stories from Pain of Salvation fans that I've heard where they just go, I just didn't get it for a long time, and then suddenly I picked it up and I threw it in the CD player, and it was suddenly awesome. I like to keep my objectivity, but Penny for Your Thoughts took me a little bit. And I suppose it's because with this album, Sean, to me, didn't visit a typical song structure. I'm not certain that all of these songs stand on their own as far as pieces. Some breaks seem to happen in unusual places. There's a lot of false endings to tracks. But after I read the story, which is contained in the booklet, the whole thing suddenly makes a lot more sense. And I didn't have time to sit down, and this is also, may I make a quick diversion into the state of the music industry nowadays? You can tell, yes, I've been visiting with my co-host. This is the state of the music industry today, though. As of right now, there is not even a physical copy of this album available. You can get a PDF of what the booklet will look like, and there is a by donation place where you can download, and I will provide a link here where you can pick up the album for a name your price honor system. So if you honestly don't have the money, sure, you could have the album for free, but I really support you at least giving a few bucks to the artist. And it's worth it. Try out the album. Penny for Your Thoughts. I notice a trend in the prog world nowadays where we're kind of following that trend of going a little bit more towards what Native Construct is doing. And for those of you, I really need to do a review for the Native Construct album. Incredible new album in the prog rock world. But what Sean Thompson is doing is kind of almost that stream of consciousness approach, rather than going for a straight verse-chorus approach like what so many bands have done ever since Dream Theater hit the scene with Images and Words, and even before. So we have this new narrative approach where whatever the mood of the story seems to be, is what is carrying the music forward, not necessarily straight up song structure. But I think that's the strength of this album at this point. And it's not like none of the tracks don't stand on their own either, because I'll tell you right away, the track 5, which is called The Traveler, and track 8, which is called The Island, are immediate standouts to me as being Odd Logic classics. I, just within the last week, have totally become addicted to this album. Sean, you've done something that I just hit me with a left hook at first. And now I've really become... I really don't think Sean Thompson is getting enough credit for the genius that he is in the prog world. But I love the fact, because the albums, notoriously, almost every album that I truly love and hold dear is often something that I wasn't sure about at first. Remedy Lane by Pain of Salvation is my big one in that category. I heard that album and I just did not get it at all. And I listened to it 3 or 4 times. I put it on a shelf. It collected dust for, I think, 6 months. And then I caught my stepson listening to it, and I was like, hey, what's that? That sounds awesome. He says, that's that Remedy Lane that you have sitting over there. And suddenly, it just clicked, and I adored it. That's the same thing with Penny for Your Thoughts. This story that goes through the narrative of a person's mind, which, by the way, just has a wonderful, wonderful twist ending. Odd Logic's last album, If We Were Live, I really enjoyed the concept of the album, but I didn't like the way it ended. And this album is just so wonderful in that the story kind of carries you along and you're not sure where it's going for the body of the narrative, and then suddenly you get this twist ending at the end that is just brilliant. I love it. So big time thumbs up to Sean Thompson and Odd Logic. I'm really, really hoping that we can see them get an opening slot on the local circuit and see them live more often, possibly even getting into the local slot opening for Haken when they come to El Corazon in September. So, again, I'm going to be providing a download. Click the link, like my page, subscribe to my page, and enjoy the music from Odd Logic. Completely underappreciated band in the prog rock world. And certainly a band that needs to get noticed quite a bit more. So thank you, Sean Thompson, for another fantastic Odd Logic album. And you guys check it out, and we will see you next time on Jammin' Dudes Neighborhood.